From her heated feud against Shayna Baszler to her potentially making a big UFC comeback. Here's the real reason Ronda Rousey is leaving WWE. Rumor has it that once her heated rivalry with Shayna Baszler reaches its boiling point, she's out of there. The exact date of her contract ending hasn't been spilled all over the gossip sites, but word on the street is that it's not too far away. For some background, at Money in the Bank 2023, Baszler stabbed her former teammate in the back, attacking her in the middle of a tag team match against Liv Morgan and Raquel. They've been going at it since then, trading blows and talking trash like there's no tomorrow. It's been intense, and the fans have been loving it too. Now, behind the scenes, both these women had been pushing for this feud hard. They both felt like they hadn't been given the storylines they deserved. And well, a betrayal would be the best thing to take the whole division to the next level. This probably means a lot of Ronda specifically because, well, as I mentioned, she's leaving. She's actually even given the company a deadline for her leave. And guess when that is? Before the next WrestleMania, which takes place in April 2024. According to wrestling insider Dave Meltzer, Ronda has got what they call a hard-out in her WWE contract. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, a hard-out is like a no-nonsense, strict rule in the entertainment biz. It's a fancy way of saying that Rousey has a specific date or condition in her contract that determines when she'll be waving goodbye to the WWE. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This news caught many fans off guard. I mean, Rousey has been a superstar since she burst onto the WWE scene back in 2018. She's had some crazy storylines and epic matches, like that time she headlined WrestleMania 35 in 2019. She was a big deal, no doubt about it. But hey, Rousey's exit from WWE isn't entirely shocking either. After all, she took a break from the wrestling world in 2020 to start a family with her hubby, Travis Brown. Since then, she's only made a few sporadic appearances on WWE shows, which got people wondering what's next for her. And let's be honest, Ronda's time in the WWE wasn't exactly smooth sailing. For starters, she had some serious beef with the fans. In a 2020 interview with Steve-O, she straight up called them ungrateful. She felt like they didn't appreciate her time and effort in the ring. And guess what? She's been doubling down on those feelings in other interviews, making it clear that she won't be coming back to full-time wrestling. And this isn't some scripted storyline either. According to Meltzer, it's the real deal. She genuinely feels that way, and I can't help but wonder why. Maybe it has something to do with her past experiences in the UFC. She faced her fair share of criticism and backlash from fans and the media back then, so it's possible that those feelings carried over to her time in WWE. Then there's the issue of the women's division. Rousey didn't hold back when she said it was dismally shallow. She wanted WWE to step up their game and bring in some serious talent. If it was this hard for her to get a feud with Shayna Baszler, even though the two were natural rivals, imagine how hard it must be for a woman to do anything in the WWE. She also voiced her criticism of the women's tag division, which she claimed had, like, 10 women or even less on each roster. She wanted more depth, and she wasn't shy about saying it. But Ronda had her problems with the fans for a reason. When she first stormed into the WWE scene at WrestleMania 34 in April 2018, fans were hyped. And you know what? Her in-ring debut didn't disappoint and the fans loved it. I mean, Ronda probably had one of the best rookie years ever. Fans were in awe of her athleticism, intensity, and pure dedication to her craft. It was like watching a superhero in action. But hey, as time went on, things started to change. Some fans, for one reason or another, began to turn their backs on Rousey. The reception she received became a bit more, well, mixed. One moment that stands out was Survivor Series 2018 when, shockingly, she was booed by the crowd in her own hometown of Los Angeles. Can you imagine that? That unexpected negativity seemed to catch Rousey off guard, and it might have had a lasting impact on her relationship with the fans. So why did the fans react so negatively? Well, some of them out there pointed out that Rousey was a bit green when it came to pro wrestling. Yeah, she didn't have as much experience as some of the other performers in the industry. So naturally, her in-ring skills might have seemed a tad less polished compared to the seasoned wrestlers. She was the newbie in a group of pros, even if she was way more well-known than any of them. Then there's the mic skills debate. People weren't always thrilled with Rousey's ability to deliver promos and engage with the crowd on the microphone. Some felt that her delivery and charisma just didn't match up to her badassery in the ring. It's like she needed a little extra oomph in the talking department. Oh, and here's a juicy one. Some fans saw Rousey as having a bit of an entitlement complex. Why? Well, her success in the UFC and her mainstream popularity might have given off the impression that she felt she deserved special treatment. And that didn't sit well with certain sections of the WWE fanbase. They wanted her to earn her stripes, just like everyone else. We all already know how WWE fans treat wrestlers that are pushed into the spotlight too much. We've seen it happen with John Cena, we saw it happen with Roman Reigns, and now, the same thing was happening to Rousey. They just didn't want a star shoved down their throat. And when you combine that with all of her other criticisms, it makes sense why she lost her status as a fan favorite. And you know what? She might just be leaving WWE because she wants fans to forget about all that. She's got this burning desire to show the world that she's a true WWE superstar, not just a former UFC fighter who got pushed because she was popular. So her departure from WWE isn't just about saying goodbye, it's about leaving a mark, a legacy that'll make people stand up and take notice. Rousey wants to be remembered as someone who took the wrestling world by storm, not just because of her name, but because of her talent and dedication. See, she wants this epic feud with Baszler to be her magnum opus, her shining masterpiece. It's her last chance to leave a legacy in the WWE. She wants to make fans just forget about her green days when she was just starting out in the company. Let's just see if this feud can be the turning point she's been looking for. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be the grand finale that solidifies her place in WWE history. And while all of that is still valid, let's not overlook the main reason why she might be done with wrestling: the UFC. Now, Rousey hasn't officially confirmed that she's considering a comeback to the UFC. Sure, there's a juicy opportunity waiting for her, given her past success in the sport, but she hasn't made it clear that she's actively pursuing a return. So let's not jump to conclusions just yet. The reports out there are all over the place. Some say she's open to the idea of stepping back into the octagon, while others deny she has any plans to make a comeback. But the thing is, the women's division in the UFC could really use some star power right now. With Amanda Nunes retiring, they're in need of a big name to light up the stage. Rousey's fame and past success make her a tempting option for the promotion. Who wouldn't want to see her back in action, right? Some fans out there aren't too thrilled about the idea of Rousey returning to the UFC. They argue that she's a has-been who'd take the spotlight away from younger stars. But hey, on the flip side, there are fans who are downright excited at the thought of seeing her back in the octagon. She was the star who popularized the women's division after all. But all of that is still speculation. She's got plenty of other interests and income sources outside of professional wrestling and MMA. And it's anyone's guess where she goes next. So, from her potentially making a big UFC comeback, to her heated feud against Shayna Baszler, that was the real reason Ronda Rousey is leaving WWE.